Well, that was a very Darth Vader kind of moment.
Yeah.
I am your father. What's up, everybody? How are you guys doing tonight?
What's happening?
Doing great.
I'm fine.
We have a brand new. I always get this wrong. Everything's always opposite. We have a brand new host in our corner. Say hello to Gio.
Hello.
Hello.
Gio-chan.
This whole show is gonna be just you guys speaking Japanese to each other, isn't it?
Hi.
Mm.
Sukoshi.
確かにね。
確かに。
Domo arigato.
Yeah.
Greetings from Anime Expo. Oh shit!
Oh,
see
Zan,
what-
zan,
cool.
zan,
Anime
zan,
Expo.
Oh, cool.
Wow.
Anime
I wanted
Expo.
to go to
That's
Anime
awesome.
Expo so bad.
Oh my gosh, we should throw Say Wong a link too, huh? We should see what's going on at Anime Expo. Hold on, Say Wong. I'm gonna throw you a link, Say Wong. You guys talk amongst yourselves. You're a good conversation maker. Get everybody going. I'm gonna throw Say Wong a link. All right, I'm jumping out.
Yeah. So apparently we got a lot of people in the chat. So how are you guys doing today? So what have so how did Chio, how did you get roped into this?
So I work with Van. We used to work in the same
I
classroom,
know.
but now he has been changed,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't get to see him as much anymore, and it's very
Oh,
sad.
so he invited you onto this. He just kind of threw you into the fire.
Yeah, he
Good.
asked me like a couple weeks ago, like a hot minute ago, and I was like, I'm scared. No, I don't think I should. I'm pretty awkward, but he was persistent. So
Yeah, and so here you are. Well, we need more women. Hi, David. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing just ducky.
Just being
Oh, I'm
ducky
just
ducky.
super happy that it's Friday. It's going to be a 3-day weekend. 4th of July on Monday. There's already plenty of fireworks going off outside, which is scaring the crap out of my cat. But hey, that's okay.
I see much. I should go find my cat. He's actually not in here right now. He has been Velcro cat for the last 3 days, so I threw him out of my room. So yeah, I'm glad to see you guys. Hi,
Glad to see
Van.
you
How are
too.
you?
Woohoo! I am here. Apparently, I sound awful, according to Ezra.
I told you.
What is it that sounds awful? What is going on?
Your gain in your mic is too high, so it's actually distorting.
Is that any better? Oh, hey, hold on.
We have a new player has entered the chat.
hello.
Say Wong.
We have
Hello.
a new player has entered the chat. New player has entered the chat. Is this Say Wong?
What's up, Say Wong? How you doing tonight? Why are we getting the loop?
Because he doesn't have earphones. That's probably why.
Is it?
Sounds like an Imperial probe droid.
I know.
A little stuff never hurt anyone.
Oh, hey, what's going on, Say Wong?
Doing all right.
Tell us about what you're doing, man. Where you at?
Well, the con is all operations at the convention are wrapped up. It's evening events right now.
I love your mask, Say Wong. It's awesome.
It's an Akatsuki mask, right?
It's Atsuki, yeah. It's an Atsuki mask.
So tell us about the convention. How's it been going? Are there a lot of people or?
All right, 1 second. Hold on. I'll be.
It looks like he's in some kind of secret bunker.
Oh shit.
Where are you at? Are you like backstage somewhere or something?
Oh no, I left the convention actually.
Are you at somebody's house?
Yes. I'm at my colleague's house.
Yeah, those don't look like the typical posters you see in a hotel. That's the only reason I
No.
was like,
Yeah.
I was like, you either got kidnapped or you're like backstage.
Something is going on with your mic, Van.
Yeah, that's
Really?
like really bad.
It's
Why is it
nuts.
always me? Hold on.
I don't know. Last week you were sounding like Darth Vader.
Yeah, that's right, huh?
Yeah.
Dude, I can never get it right. Okay.
Ezra, come and help. You're our
Help!
only hope.
Help us.
I don't even think he's in the house. Damn it, I suck at this. I did this for like 2 years when we had like no audience, no problems. Now that people actually, might tune in, this is when everything. Okay, I'm gonna drop myself in and out. You guys keep this going here for a second.
All right.
Say Wong, let us know. Tell us what's going on at the Anime Expo. What's cool out there?
What it is.
Alright, this convention is pretty much the San Diego Comic Con of all Japanese anime.
Yes.
Mm.
What else?
So
And like, are a lot of people? Did a lot of people show up? What was the coolest costume you saw? Were there any really great stars that were there that people were excited about?
Okay. First off, the fire marshal got basically paused the convention and couldn't open it up.
I saw that, yeah.
So
Yeah.
what
were-
happened?
People packed in like sardines in the lobby, right?
Oh
Yeah.
man. And so the fire marshal got called?
Yeah. It was only for 5 minutes though, then they had to open it up early.
Mm.
And everyone was let in.
And anyway, aren't they worried about like COVID exposure or something, or are they just kind of not caring
It's-
anymore?
It's a con. People are gonna go anyway.
They
I mean, fair, because I did that for Fanime, so that is super fair.
they vaccine checked.
I mean,
Yeah,
I dressed up as Sailor Moon for Fanime Con, so or Fanime, so
Aw,
Okay, they
Yeah.
vaccine
I love
checked.
Sailor Moon.
me too. She's awesome. I forgot Luna though when I went. Poor Luna, she got completely left out.
Poor
So,
Luna.
did you see any
I
good
know.
costumes or any, guest signers that you were excited to see, or?
Usually the majority of the guests they're at another area of the convention.
Ugh.
Usually ticketed just to meet them.
See, this
Right.
is my Luna.
Yeah.
She'll hang out with us. So,
Well, okay.
all right. All right. So,
Oh.
so what was the most popular costume that you saw at Expo this year?
Probably it's up there between either Genshin Impact, Spy Family,
Ooh,
or Spy X Family. Demon Slayer, to a degree, My Hero Academia.
Yeah, probably a lot of My Hero.
I would
Were
say
there
between
any-
those four, yeah.
were there any like VTuber cosplayers?
Yes.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
I wanted to go to Anime Expo to see V Shoujo. I really like Iron Mouse and Yanners. So.
That's cool. Mm. Yeah.
So, anything else you want to tell us about what's going on out there? Was it packed or?
It was packed. Mask enforcement was very lax.
Mm.
People just once they got in, as just rip off the mask, just do whatever.
Oh wow!
Oh, geez, that's not.
Did-
Mm.
Did they have to bring a card with them?
Oh, they already got checked at the door. When they got their wristband, once their wristband's on, they can. Once their wristband was on and they were inside, it was.
What's up, Ian?
What's up,
It
Ian?
was
What's up,
it
Matt?
was pandemonium out there.
Yeah.
And Harrison, Harry Solo. Hello. And
Uh,
hello to everybody in the chat.
hello. Yes, we haven't been ignoring you. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight.
Thank you.
We have a couple of topics. I saw Say Wong was out there at Fanime Expo, and I know we got some anime fans here on the panel. So
Yep.
I thought it would be fun to include you and ask you
It's a lot of fun.
what is going on. That's in San Jose, right?
Oh no, this is downtown LA.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh, so this is in
Yeah.
this is in LA. That's awesome.
Are you volunteering for this one, or are you going as
What's up, Liam?
or are you going as a fan this time?
I'm actually got in as I'm pressed this time.
Oh, awesome.
This time.
Wow, you got press status. Who are you doing press for?
Usually I might have to fill in for someone who can't go due to whatever reasons. Probably COVID.
It's going around. It's going around, guys. Yeah.
Hey, I honestly really can't hear you too well with your mask on.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna cut out Say Wong. Thank you for sharing.
Thank
your
you,
time
Say
with
Wong.
us.
Thank
And,
you. Bye. Dane.
Have fun. All right. So tonight, and I'm gonna take myself. Apparently, my mic is sounding bad, so I'm gonna take myself out as much
Real
as
quick,
possible.
Van. We've
we
got
have
Jacob in the chat. He keeps trying to get your attention.
I know. What's up, Jacob? Thank you for tuning in. Yes, I did see Jacob.
His mic is just so bad. It is so bad. I don't even know what to say about it. It is so terrible. What are you doing, Van? You need to take yourself out of this, and you need to go and get your mic fixed. George, we cannot understand you, whatever you are saying. It is terrible. So please go and fix it, okay?
I don't know what to do to fix it. But I am going to go ahead and drop our topic. We're going to go, and I happen to be wearing, I didn't even realize it too. I'm wearing my Obi-Wan shirt given to me by Saber Paul. Very excited for that. But our topic for tonight is Obi-Wan, and because one of our hosts has not seen any of them, at least one, we are going to kind of skirt the topic a little bit and talk more about Obi-Wan in a broader sense.
Yeah, just no spoilers, guys, in the chat.
God.
Because I know it's really hard to discuss it. We can discuss the broad topics of it. I just don't want to know any of the plots in the show yet.
Okay, so can we discuss specific scenes? Like you do know that there's intense one-on-one situations in the show, right?
I know that there are intense one-on-one situations with Darth Vader. Yes,
I haven't seen it either.
That. So yeah, see David.
They fight.
yeah, that's to be expected
in the Star Wars movie.
Yeah, I mean,
Obi-Wan Kenobi is involved.
Yeah.
He is unlike the Boba Fett show where Boba Fett was hardly in it.
Right.
Hey, well, Boba Fett was in The Mandalorian. I mean, come on. Like 5 minutes.
Right. Not quite as long as The Mandalorian was in Boba Fett. There was whole episodes that weren't even in the Boba Fett show anymore.
I mean, I'm sorry, but Pascal is like, Pedro Pascal, I can't deny the star power. Can't deny it.
And, well, when he's under a bucket half the time, you can't see, you can't see all the face. All you get is like, this is the
that is physical. That is some physicality there. That's physicality. If you can make that work, that's some amazing physicality. And voice. It's a lot of voice. Okay, so David, do you have a favorite? In speaking of the show, without any spoilers, do you have a favorite episode or a favorite scene?
Yeah, there is a favorite scene. I can't promise this isn't going to be a spoiler. I really can't. So during the fight with Vader and Obi-Wan,
Mm-hmm.
Obi-Wan takes a chunk of Vader's mask off with a lightsaber swipe. Now, have
Okay.
you seen the show Rebels?
No, I haven't. I don't. No, I'm guessing
Okay,
there's a lot of stuff that's come out that I haven't seen yet. But I
so
don't have Disney Plus, so you just have to bear in mind with that.
Danny, have you seen Rebels?
you know I'm gonna send you I'm gonna DM you my password for Disney Plus, just so you can watch the show. Okay.
Okay.
Danny, are you familiar with? Chio, are you familiar with this Dude, my brain just totally jumped track.
I know.
What David was just talking about.
Take your time.
Okay, so there's a scene.
No.
Okay,
Rebels.
I don't.
No,
So-
still isn't.
I
Yeah.
don't really watch TV.
Well, I'm sorry. Rebels.
Yeah, neither do
That's-
I. It's my fault too. I mean,
Have you ever
Alright.
seen Star Wars Rebels? Chio?
me?
No,
I've
sorry.
seen everything.
Okay.
It's okay. You
okay.
guys can
Alright.
talk. I'm
Okay,
enjoying
well,
listening.
David.
There's one bit of cinema magic, I guess you could say, where I really like what Dave Filoni did with the Obi-Wan series. In Rebels, there was a similar fight that happened between Ahsoka and Darth Vader, where she also took a chunk out of his mask. So I thought it was an interesting contrast that Ahsoka takes off the right side of Vader's mask. Obi-Wan takes a chunk off of the left side. So it's kind of like one of them was able to bring Anakin out halfway. Another one brought Anakin out halfway, but only his son actually brought all the mask off of Vader.
That's an interesting concept, actually. That's pretty interesting.
And on top of that, well, this isn't
Symbolically.
So if you know that, then this isn't a spoiler. But you know when Luke takes off Vader's helmet, when Luke takes off Vader's helmet and he has that big scar that's going like across his head like that, that was supposedly from Obi-Wan's strike.
Ah, okay. So they were hearkening back to that. That's pretty cool.
Right. It was a tie-in that way.
Oh, this is so hard to talk about without just dropping all sorts of info here.
Well, I mean, I could leave and then come back.
Yeah. Then we just have me and David talking to each other.
We could make a show of it. We really could. I mean, you've seen it, right?
Every topic has spinnables. We were going to talk about how we were talking about the idea of fan expectation versus realities when people actually get them. I remember leading up to Obi-Wan and even Celebration. Veronica just went to that a month ago down in LA. They released Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen were there, and they released the episode to all the fans. So, and people have been waiting for Obi-Wan since the announcement.
Right. Yeah. What do you think of Moses's character? I've heard a lot of controversy based around her character. Or at least
honestly, I don't like her character.
So what is it about her character that you don't like? I mean, without giving too much away, because I want to kind of. I've read enough to understand a little bit, but I'm trying to still keep it as open as possible.
So the reason I don't like her character is because I don't think it falls in line with what an Inquisitor could be doing and getting away with. She's her character is overly ambitious, a backstabber, to her fellow Inquisitors. I don't think that in the universe of Star Wars, I don't think that would fly. With the way Vader is when people do things that piss him off, I don't think that his character, in the way that his character's written in Star Wars, would let her get away with that.
I mean, it depends on how savvy she is and how smart she's about it. But I mean, you're talking about she's part of the Order, correct?
She's part of the Order. She's an Inquisitor. She's the seventh sister, right?
Well,
or third sister. That's right,
So-
seventh brother. I forget some of the names. Basically, she was written in for this storyline, and that's one thing that kind of irks me about Disney. Has changed a lot of the legend stories. Tried to incorporate some things, but added a bunch of other things in, and I just don't think that her character fits well with the story.
Well, it's basically been Filoni and Favreau that have been incorporating the legend stuff, because when Disney took it over, they basically scrapped all that.
They did.
And it's been because of Filoni and Favreau that we're getting some of this legend stuff back.
I mean, they basically took out the whole expanded universe content, which kind of pissed me off because I have the books, so I've read a lot of the expanded universe books.
There's a couple of things that they did with her character which kind of redeemed it for her character being in the story. See, I can't. If you really don't want me to spoil some things here.
No, but that's okay. That's okay. I get an idea.
She has her own story arc.
She has her own story. She has her own part, and there's a couple instances that really redeem her character's placement. But I think that I didn't like her in the first couple episodes. Let's just put it that way. After that, it kind of fell into place.
Okay. That's good. I'm glad that after a few, because I know there was a lot of backlash about her character. Do you think it was the writing of it that made it really hard, or do you think that it was? It sounds like you had issues with the writing of the character more than anything else.
Yeah, I mean, as far as an actress goes, she did a fine job. You know, her acting quality is wonderful. I just didn't like the character.
Got it. Okay. What about you, Van? Do you have any issues with Moses?
You know, I think some of the things in the show could have been written differently in general. You know, I guess it's just like anything else. Sometimes, you know, when you watch something, especially something that's that long, you're like, oh man, some of this shit is just cheesy. You know what I mean? Or like, oh my god, dude, like I can't believe
missed opportunities. Mm-hmm.
Well, not just that, just like, oh my god, that scene in particular was freaking terrible. You know what I mean? But other things in the series, you know, are so much greater than the sum of the little parts. Do you know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. Mm-hmm.
As bad as some of the things were in Kenobi, there were also things that I think, you know, Star Wars fans have been waiting how many years to see on film and in Star Wars canon. You know what I mean? I won't give too much away, but you know, real Star Wars fans, there's going to be things that they really enjoy, particularly about the finale episode.
Okay. Yeah, I heard that there was a lot of really tear-jerking going on in the final episode.
Yep, especially when...
Quite some...
Yeah,
but now you're just being mean.
People have argued, kind of feel like they break.
There's this one. Okay, I just gotta say it. All right, there's this one scene at the very, very end, which forget it.
No, I do know that there's like, because I've seen some people write without it being spoiler that caused them to go into tears. That was just heart wrenching. I did hear that. And that was something that was it's interesting, and I'm not sure what it is, but it's like, oh, that's intriguing. Maybe I will definitely have to take a look.
And I will say too, you can see why Ewan McGregor is regarded as one of the great actors. His acting skills, and just his face and his emotions that come through. You know,
Oh,
he is one of the
absolutely. I've
great.
always thought Ewan McGregor was a one of the great actors of our time. I think he truly is. I've seen him
I've
in
been a
other
fan
things
of
enough to
his.
know.
I've been a fan of his ever since the original Train Spotting.
I was going to say Train Spotting. Fantastic movie.
Gio,
Did you
have
see
seen
the
Great
Did you
movie.
see the
Trainspotting?
sequel?
Train Spotting 2. I haven't seen Train Spotting 2 yet.
Great
I
movie.
I mean, I could, yeah, I unfortunately just don't get enough to watch it. I actually saw Doctor Sleep not that long ago, though, and that is
Another
a
great movie.
That's a
fantastic
good one.
movie. Huh?
That's a good one.
It was a good one. It's very different from the book, which the book actually, while it was a great movie and it really did move me, the book Doctor Sleep actually like made me cry for different reasons. I appreciated that the writers of the movie really tried to both live up to Kubrick's movie, but also to King's book. So they really tried to get the brunt of it. But the ending of the book is so different that it's kind of a shame it didn't go that way. The movie didn't go that way. I wish maybe hopefully there's an alternative ending somewhere, but I wish they had just gone the alternate,
Well,
the way
Stephen
that the
King
book
is
ended.
One of the
Stephen King
things I
is
really
famous
liked
for
about the end
hating.
of.
Hmm?
Sorry, go ahead, Van.
Oh, I was saying Stephen King is famous for hating this Stanley Kubrick version of um,
Yeah,
The
of The
Shining.
Shining.
The Shining.
He,
The
Yes.
Shining.
yeah. So
Yeah.
when I read an article saying when he, it was actually his article, he wrote it, and he said, "Look, I, or at least he was quoted in it a lot. I can't remember exactly which, but it's what made me want to watch the movie. So I rented it and watched it. But it was King when King let or sold the rights. He talked the people who talked to him about it. He was like, I'm really hesitant. I really don't like the movie of The Shining. I really. So when they finally put it together, they, when he watched, he goes, okay, I see what they did. They while it was still like they helped bring it back to the main story of The Shining still in a sequel way that gave it basically it got his blessing. So it was really cool, and I was like, oh, this intrigues me. I have to see how they fixed it
Well,
in his eyes.
one of the things that he really liked about the movie adaptation of Doctor Sleep is the way that it tied up the ending of
That's what I'm talking about.
The Shining.
Yes,
Yeah, well,
that's what I'm talking. Exactly what I'm talking about. And well,
with the burning of the hotel.
Yes, although I wish Danny actually lived up in his had the moments he had in the book versus how they basically had it be where he took Jack Torrance's place in the first book. I don't know if anyone. I mean, if I'm going to be spoiling The Shining, sorry guys, that's like almost.
Oh sure, you can spoil something, but I can't talk
40
about Obi-Wan. I am going to talk about
I'm-
Attack of the Clones now.
I'm sorry, but
Spoiling when
that's
the
a
movie's been
different
out for
different
like
scenario.
25 years or more than
No,
God, Jesus,
40.
Shining?
40. It came
Yeah,
out in
40
79.
years.
Yeah, it came out in 79. I'm sorry.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It feels like the 80s were just like.
Yesterday? I don't remember the 80s. I think about the
Hey.
90s and I'm like, what?
If we were to go back in time 30 years in a DeLorean right now, it would be 1992. That's kind of scary.
Right? That's scary.
That was the year I graduated high school. It's like, holy.
Wow, man. That's just great.
So,
young Obi-Wan, The Force Awakens.
So do we as fans, do we put too many expectations? Cowboy Bebop came out on Netflix.
And they canceled it. I didn't even get to watch it. I was a little upset.
Right, it went in and out that fast, and there were so many fans that were waiting for that for a long time.
And actually, it actually got quite good reviews. They took it to they canceled it way too early, I think, because it didn't give enough people time to watch it and to really make a consensus. Because from what I've heard from people, the expectation versus the reality of it, that it was actually really good. Like, it was well done.
Wow. Wow.
Oh. That's a show I miss. Who's the Cowboy? Cowboy Bebop is not about a cowboy. It's based on an anime. It's a science. I mean, it's kind of I guess, a space cowboy sort of story.
What's up, Matt Torres?
I see no head text and asking. Oh, that's so funny.
Sorry, I wasn't getting these up.
Right.
So, do we often expect more than is possible? We have a new Avatar movie coming out. Jurassic Park bombed at the box office.
That is so weird because so many people were excited, and I heard it was really good. Actually, I heard it was fantastic. That's what I heard. I'm sad that it bombed.
I'm taking my son to see that tomorrow.
Gio, did
I
you see
think
Jurassic?
what happened, I didn't see it, but I think what happened was there's just been so many
bad marketing.
Jurassic Park movies, Jurassic World movies, like one right after another.
And they are not that great.
It's kind of like a burnout, I guess.
Could be that too. I saw Jurassic World. I didn't see. Yeah, go ahead, Gio.
I was gonna say I saw the last one, and I didn't like. At that point, I didn't really want to keep watching because it was okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It just
Matt
happens.
says our imagination and expectation for the characters we love never live up to what the media can produce. Well, I would say that Marvel's going pretty strong, though. I mean, Marvel's at year 11 or 12 now?
It's what?
At year 11 or 12, haven't they been going strong with their MCU building for about 11 or 12 years now?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it started in 2010, I believe, with Iron Man.
Hello to everybody who has jumped on recently.
Hello,
Dina Angel,
hello.
Matt 2120. Okay. But those, I mean, obviously we're not including Blade or any of the other previous Marvel endeavors.
Blade was the first successful Marvel movie. You will never change my mind.
What, Blade?
Blade is the first real successful Marvel movie, and you will never change my mind. That movie is perfection. We will not be speaking badly about that movie. Not here. No, not under my watch.
Blade 2 and 3 sucked.
I actually really like Blade 2. Blade 3, I will completely agree with you, though. That movie fucking sucked.
I didn't even know there was a Blade 2 and 3, but of course I'm
sure.
No,
Blade 2,
even Ryan Reynolds couldn't save that one.
That's because they screwed up his character. That's because Deadpool was screwed up. I really... Oh, wait, no. I'm sorry. Sorry, mixing up Wolverine and Blade. You're right. Yes. He was supposed to play Hannibal, but they totally messed up the character of Hannibal.
Matt says,
I know my comics. I know my Blade
Daredevil
comics.
and Elektra. Do you guys remember Elektra and Daredevil?
Oh, God. Elektra's... Oh, man. It's so sad how bad that movie is. So bad. It's so awful. To be fair, I want Daredevil to be good. I wanted Daredevil to be good. I wanted it to be so much, but it just was not that great. Right. It's pretty bad. But Blade, I actually really liked Blade 2 though. I don't know what you're talking about, David, with it being that bad. I don't think it was bad. I thought it was actually well written, especially if you look at the sequels they were having at the time. I felt it added to the story. The only thing I really missed from that story, Blade 2, was I missed Karen. I missed her from the story. But other than that, I thought it was just a really, really well done movie. It made the stakes bigger. It actually had like this cool love story. It was really cool. 3 was awful. 3 is awful. Awful, 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 awful. Terrible.
At least Ryan Reynolds got to play Ryan Reynolds in it.
I mean, yeah, you could see how he got to being like to the point where he was able to play Deadpool, and I think that's why, because you really saw the beginnings.
So. I agree. That's all Ryan Reynolds ever does is just play himself in all his movies. And he does a perfect job doing it.
He does. It's true.
Yeah.
Well, besides those, we have a long history and a good track record, pretty much from the MCU. People always are gonna bitch and complain about this or that in movies, but I don't think anybody in the I don't think Kevin Feige is complaining too much about the paychecks that he's receiving.
No, certainly not.
Certainly not. David S. Goyer, I'm sure, is not either. David S. Goyer. God,
So
what
you think we're gonna get to a point where there's gonna be burnout? Are you guys feeling superhero burnout? What about Chio? What about you? Are you feeling superhero burnout? Do you get tired of seeing another Marvel film coming out or DC film, or do you want to see them all?
I'm kind of in between. I'm at the point where I'll watch it if I remember. So I see it coming out and I'm like, oh, that's cool, I should watch it. And then sometimes I get around to it, sometimes I don't. If there's any movie from like superhero that I get burnt out from, it's the DC movies. I don't know why. I can't keep doing like different Jokers every couple of years, different Batmans every couple of years. I can't really do that.
It's because the quality generally isn't that great. That's unfortunately the truth of a lot of the DC movies. Either it has something to do with the lighting or has something to do with the storytelling. Or, I mean, when I saw Suicide Squad, it's all style, no substance, and that's part of the big problem with DC. I think. I hope that they're changing. I mean, Nolan probably had the closest to a more recent good DC film, but even that, it's like he didn't understand the assignment or something, because God, that third one was awful.
But I mean, to what Chio's saying, I think it's so much more than that, though. Like, it's not just it's just that there's like every other movie is a Batman movie. You know what I mean? It's almost like the Spider-Man burnout that was kind of happening. Like there was so many other characters you can choose from. Like, stop giving me repeat movies about this character.
Give me a Nightwing video. I want a Nightwing video. That's what I want to see. Give me Nightwing. Give me the Spectre. I would love to see a movie about the Spectre. Or Jean Valjean. Give me Jean Valjean. I would love to see that. The Martian. Would love to see a movie about the Martian. That'd be fantastic. Or I mean, that's why you have
Martian Manhunter. So good.
Yeah, Martian Manhunter. I love Jean Valjean.
I was gonna say the live action DC movies, I think, suffer from trying to be too realistic and gritty. But I think where they really got the assignment right was their animated shows and their animated movies.
Mm-hmm.
They did really good with Justice League, Batman Beyond. Batman the Animated Series was like,
heck yeah, that's a masterpiece. It's a masterpiece.
Well, those are DC though; those aren't Marvel.
Well, we're talking about DC, David.
Yeah.
I know it kills you. I know it kills you talking about DC, David, but that is the subject right now.
I thought we were talking about Marvel. I guess I missed the steps there somewhere.
Yeah, no.
My bad.
We were talking about the DC shows, and where they were missed.
I mean, I like the series. The series are cool. But even that, I think started to get a little tired after a while. I would like to see, the not so well known DC characters. That would be awesome. For me, that'd be cool.
I'd like to see them do a full movie of Moon Knight.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Or even a full movie, just on Rorschach alone. That would be awesome. Even though it's not technically DC anymore. But, my gosh, why is my brain just not? My brain is failing me now on some more of the DC characters. That's because we're just really, really oversaturated with a lot of the main ones. So.
Right.
But hey, they made Aquaman look cool.
That's because you like Jason Momoa.
No, actually, I haven't even seen the movies. I haven't
And
even seen them because I just know they're all style and no substance. It's just Momoa being Momoa. Look at me, I'm sexy.
so speaking of which, Ezra, what is his name? Ezra Miller. He got his ass kicked right off
Ezra
of
Miller.
the lineup.
We know.
Yeah, I know. I know, dude. My life sucks, dude. I can't. And this is supposedly like a good mic too. All right, I'm gonna mute myself out. Hold on.
Poor.
I mean, you guys keep going. I'm gonna like.
I would love to see more. Like, I'd love to see a movie on Rush al Ghul, even. Like actual Rush, not that weirdness
Yes.
that was like it was like the movie. Even though I thought Liam Neeson was awesome, and I think they just really mishandled his character. Just why? Just please,
think
just get an
Ra's al
actual.
Ghul is like one.
Yeah, like please get an
Ra's al
actual
Ghul is probably
like
one of
not
like the
African, but-
most complex.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Sorry. No, go ahead,
It's
please,
fine.
Chio. I'm sorry.
I think just because Ra's al Ghul is humanized in a lot of ways, and I think that's what DC does kind of good with their villains is they put more of like a human side. Like Harley Quinn specifically comes to mind. Joker is just kind of crazy, but Ra's al Ghul has like motivations.
Yes.
And he has
fucked up
motivations, a
but yes.
family, an assassin clan he runs.
Yeah, I
So,
would love to see them actually getting an
yeah.
Egyptian actor to play Rush because he's Egyptian actually. He's from the time of the Pharaoh. So I would love to see more of that story of Rush. Also, I really loved it made me bring up like the humanization. Yeah, Joker is just crazy. But like even with Pamela Isley with her character, I think she gets often misused too, and yeah, there's so many characters, so many villains. I would love to see more Mad Hatter content because his story is such a sad one and creepy in a way too, if you think about it. But he's also just really it's just sad.
And
You know, if
Mr. Freeze in a real way. I would love to see a better representation of Mr. Freeze. As much as Arnold Schwarzenegger had so much fun, I freaking hate that movie.
You know, if we're talking DC, one thing that I thought would make a really great movie, if we're and also to bring the Joker into it, what's the actor's name who did the best Joker in my opinion? Heath Ledger. So I'd like to see an origin story of that Joker.
Yeah, it would be really hard, unfortunately, since Heath Ledger.
Well, obviously because Heath Ledger's not around, but I think
I also think of the DC movies, that's probably the best movie that I've seen. The Dark Knight is one of the best DC movies I've seen.
The third one wasn't the best, but I think all the Christopher Nolan movies around Batman were actually pretty good.
And the big thing with Joker,
and
with the a lot of his backstory,
I'm gonna have a little talk with you after this, Aubrey.
I know.
Is that he doesn't have a backstory? He doesn't That's why Heath Ledger's character was so powerful when he changed his stories because notoriously Joker doesn't have a story.
No, that's part of the thing about it in the comics anyways. He just makes up whatever is good for him. He's chaos. That also works in lieu of, Mark Hamill's Joker too. Mark Hamill's Joker is pretty much the same way. You don't know what's really real or not with him. That's why he's so hard to pin down. You don't know what makes him tick really, except with the Batman. I love the animated one where he goes to DC or he goes to Metropolis, and it's like, oh, we have these rules, but Joker just it's like, why don't you use this to your benefit? And they're like, what? And he's like, yeah. Doesn't your Superman have weaknesses? Like, yeah, but I have this. But Luthor's like, I have this code. Like, Joker's just like, this is why you always lose.
Yeah, I don't know which animated
Right.
Justice League one my brother-in-law was telling me about, where it's really, really dark. Lois Lane gets killed, and Superman goes on a complete rampage and like annihilates a
Oh,
lot of people.
that one. Mm-hmm.
What's the name of it? Because I do want to see
Injustice.
Injustice. Yes, I believe it. I think you're right, Chio. It's Injustice.
that one. Okay, so I'll watch
It's when
it.
he goes
I'm
Kal-El.
gonna watch a DC movie tonight after this, and that'll be it.
Oh, good. Because that one, when he goes Kal-El, that's actually
It's a
some
game,
really good stuff. Hmm?
isn't it?
Injustice? Well, I mean, it's based. I think I know what you're talking about, but it's
Yeah,
actually
there's
based on
2
a real
games.
comic. Yeah, it's actually based on a real comic, and it's based on. I think there is not an episode. There is a movie about it. But David, if you really want to watch a really good DC movie, go get The Killing Joke. Seriously,
What's it called?
The Killing Joke.
The Killing Joke.
Go watch The Killing Joke. It's good. Or Batman Mask of Phantasm, but that's more for kids. Even though it's still one of the best Batman movies out there.
Yeah, and that's based off of the comic that came out, what, the 90s or
Mhm.
80? I don't know when
Like
that
that.
came out.
You talking about The Killing Joke?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, that's Frank Miller, The Killing Joke. Mhm.
I just remember reading that back in the day and how just gruesome that was. It
Oh,
was like,
awful.
like no other Batman story you would read.
It's brutal. Yeah. I'm not gonna spoil it, but oof, it left me with all the feels. I love Batman. I don't like all the movies, but I do love Batman. I think some of them do him quite a bit of injustice. Anyways, so expectation versus reality. I think there's a lot of missed opportunities when they do movies. A lot of the times in stories, especially with Marvels and DC. I think we kind of do a mix of that. I do think that the CW series for DCs tend to be a little better, which we talked about in another show. David, where did you go, man?
I'm right here. My audio was on, but I was responding to someone in our chat.
Oh, okay.
I got it.
You got it taken care of.
You got taken care of. All right.
In and out. Yeah, I know. I'm hearing my mic is crappy.
So yeah, but yeah, I think that's partially is that we get everything built up. When we're just imagine seeing all these, what we've read or what we've seen. I think that's what it comes down to is that if you're like me and you've read all the extended universe or you've read all these Batman comics and you go, oh, this is what I really want to see on the screen. And then you go and you're like, what is this story? Like Suicide Squad. You've read a lot of the Suicide Squad or you know about the Suicide Squad and you're ready to see the Suicide Squad. And then you're like, what is this nonsense? Like, I'm sorry. I don't want to see Amanda Waller just, God, such a waste of that amazing casting they did. Hi, B.
Hi.
How's it going, Veronica?
I'm so happy you're here.
I'm good. Glad to be here. How you guys doing?
I sent you a message, by the way.
Oh, good.
I don't know if you saw it because I think I need to get your email address again so I could send you a preview of the music I was writing.
Just now got it. Like I literally haven't been on social media for a while.
That's good. Or not good. It's sad actually, but I'm glad it's fixed because we miss you in the chat when you weren't there.
You guys,
Hi, Janina, by the way. Some friend of mine watching.
Hello, Janina.
Hello. And sorry to anybody we have been neglecting in the chat. I've been trying to keep up, and I've been trying to remove myself because of this, I guess, mic issue that I'm having.
I think it's just a gain. I don't know. V, maybe you can help Van with his mic. He's having some mic issues. No, just giving him some tips.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah. I am temporarily in Sacramento for like probably a few hours, and then we're gonna go back to where I've been. So but that's still like a good 45 minutes to an hour from where he is. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right. Did that help at all? A
little bit.
Oh, your
At least
mic?
yeah.
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 Does it sound any better?
It does sound a little better. Yeah. Just don't get loud, and I think it should be fine.
It's
Trying to make sure I'm turning down the gain.
It's not
That's much
necessarily
better.
the gain. I think what it is it's the connection. There's some sort of short in your wire
It
or
could be that too.
the connector.
Could be that too. It is but I do hear a lot less distortion though.
Okay.
So I think a little bit
do
was
my best. So, hello, Glorias.
Hello,
I have a
Gloria.
friend in here too. Yay! And of course Jacob. Thank you, Jacob. So
I had a friend in here the first time, and apparently he's never come back.
Oh, I wonder what we were talking about that night.
That was the first time I came. He was like, "Hey, it's me." I was like, "Whoa! I didn't even know you watched this. That's so cool."
I got recognized, and it's funny because I still get recognized for Kyber Cave. Not necessarily anything I've ever done, which is really funny because I've done some pretty big projects. But they're like Kyber Cave, and I'm like why?
I usually get recognized for fighting. That's really what I get recognized for.
Starting bar fights.
Yeah, I mean it's the Irish. You can't help it.
Yeah.
That happens. No, the sword fighting. You know.
Brawl.
So, we were
Time to
talking
brawl.
about because a couple of our friends in here have not seen Obi-Wan and we didn't want to spoil anything. We've been talking about kind of like fan expectations. You know, there was so much build up to Obi-Wan, and then there were people on both sides that didn't like particular characters or didn't like particular plot beats, story beats, but. Do you think that fan expectation doesn't really match up to reality? Do you think that we as fans put too much expectation? A lot of people are talking about the MCU is starting to fall off. What are your thoughts?
I think.
What's up, Mezzo?
Yay, Mezzo!
Director is out there.
We're so glad you're finally off your meeting. I hope you get lots of rest. She's sick. She's a little under the weather, so
Feel better.
So that's why she's a beast, because she's on here.
Right.
Rest woman.
I still need to get her. I have a lightsaber to give away at some point.
Oh yeah.
Lightsaber. I'm not smart enough to run the little giveaway wheel thing.
I could have just helped. Like, jeez.
Hey, you know what? If you want to run that wheel and start collecting names, we'll give away a lightsaber tonight.
Let me see.
Mezzo has the instructions she sent to me, but I'm not very smart.
Lightsaber.
Mezzo, send it to mine, and I'll just execute it if I can. Because I don't have the name.
Dan, don't do it. She might forget it.
So the guy who
That's Shade, man. He's awesome.
Who says I won't rig it for you, Say Wong? Like, seriously?
Yeah, Say Wong.
Yeah, Mezzo, if you want to send it to me, I can try and get it.
Say Wong,
I've given up on entering for those things.
Say Wong, I love your name, by the way. Every time I hear it, it reminds me of a character I wrote for a game. And his name was Sei Ying, but I love, every time I see your name, it just reminds me of it. And that was like one of my favorite characters that I wrote, so I made up. So I just want to say your name is awesome.
But back to
this. Sorry, ADHD brain.
I know. We're like little ducks. Like we go wah, 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 and then we go different directions. So back to Van's question. I think fandoms tend to go like this, up and down, up and down. And I don't think that that the MCU is falling off. I think it's just going in a different direction. I am seeing a strange parallel between racists and like trying to down some of my favorite fandoms lately.
Interesting. Like what? Like what do you mean?
Like
Miss Marvel, maybe?
Yeah, Ms. Marvel. I've seen racists go after people in Star Wars. and just overall like just an angry unkindness. And
I've seen it in Star Trek fandoms too, and it's like, wait, you guys actually really watch Star Trek?
Yeah, you know what's
It's a little
funny
strange.
is I feel like
Sorry, I know I'm naming that which does should be named, David.
No,
I know.
name it. No. In fact, my
no,
husband.
David and I had this whole thing earlier. That's why I just.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna
what
start talking
happened?
about. I'll start talking about Attack of the Clones.
Hey, no.
I will do a full show breakdown.
That's okay. You can do it. It's fine. I still think it's awful. It's
If
fine.
you two start,
I think it's awful. It's one of the better Star Wars though.
Don't make me ruin Kenobi for you.
Don't
That's all
do
I
it,
say.
Please. Don't do it, please. Because you'll just be hurting Mevi. That's what you'll be doing, and Chio. You'll just be hurting us. You won't be hurting anyone else. It's not fun.
Cool.
Friendly fire.
Disney
I
Plus.
know, right?
Disney Plus. Oh my gosh, I don't. Okay. And I'm checking my DMs right now. You pick Kit Kat as a team.
All right, so
Anyways, go back to what you were saying, V.
As our
Sorry.
former director, V is a lot smarter than I am, so we will probably be having a saber giveaway tonight at some point.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Anyways, keep going, V. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
She's double tasking right now.
Yeah, I am double tasking. He recognizes it because this is what I used to do on the show. Overall,
Hold
I
on.
think,
I'm writing. Hold on
I'm
one
trying
second,
to figure
guys.
out if I even can. Because I see yeah. I don't know if I can, Mezzo. It's not letting me. It's showing me a show that isn't this one.
Uh-oh.
And I don't
sending over, Mezzo. Are you sending over things you shouldn't be?
Yeah, and I can't necessarily type without being really obvious. So, as for the fandoms and whatnot, I think it comes to things aren't falling downwards. I was actually just asking someone, are we seeing more of a morality issue with some of the stuff that's going on in the world? Like people just like have gotten kind of mean and like are very, very like brazen online and like saying really nasty things all over like fandoms and stuff, and like slamming actors and stuff, and you're sort of like, why? I mean, I know it's always existed there, but like people, it seems like during the pandemic, people got even more brazen to do it, and you're sort of like, how did that happen? Why are they doing those things? So I don't know. I don't think it's going up and down. I think we're just seeing more people loudly disparaging stuff, and I mean, we're heavily involved with Star Wars. A lot of us are. And Star Wars people tend to be, and I don't think anybody can argue here, Star Wars people tend to be the most toxic, difficult, yeah, the most toxic people you can possibly meet. There is a lot of lovely, wonderful people that are involved with Star Wars, but more often than David's laughing at me.
Toxic, huh?
Toxic, yeah, toxic.
Okay. I'll remember that next time we cross sabers.
Yeah. So let me see.
Okay. Well, we're not. I don't think we're not ready to give away the saber yet. I don't think. But yeah, as long as you're collecting the names, that's the part. So right now, if you left a comment tonight, your name has been collected into. You have been documented. Your name has been collected into a little machiney machine, and one of those people will win a saber tonight.
Hey, do we get to be entered into it for being on the show?
No, screw you, man. Oh, you know what? You can. Phoenix, when was the last time you won?
March.
I have no concept of time. Is that more than 3 months?
Technically.
Yeah.
So tonight I am giving away, we are not giving away the typical TXQ. This is a stunt saber, so this is more towards somebody who would be interested in fighting. This is a company that I shall not name because I'm really pissed off at this company, and it's why I'm giving away their sabers, even though I spent good American hard dollars on this.
One second. Aubrey's asking to be put back in.
I don't even see her pictures. Her picture's not on.
Oh, okay.
That's Aubrey right there.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Technical issues.
Aubrey, if you can hear us, log out, log back in, and allow your camera access.
I'll get the Christmas lights. No one?
Bueller. So
okay, I got it. Stranger Things.
See, I don't watch Stranger Things. I don't know. I know not of such things.
I got forced
I'm actually
watching it.
I'm actually watching Stranger Things currently.
Are you?
Yeah,
do you
first
watch
time
it?
through.
I watched like the first season when it first came out, and I haven't touched it since.
Did you not like the first season, or just been too busy, or?
I was in my hipster phase at the time and was like, ooh, this show is popular. I don't ever want to touch it. Like, that's gross. And now I'm embarrassed about it, and I don't want to pick it back up.
Yeah, I know my kid just started watching it, and he, I guess, binged the first 3 seasons, just devoured them. So I really know nothing other than what I've heard from him.
And that conversation died. All right. So
before that happened, Dave had a really good kind of segue into our next topic for the evening, which I think we're about ready for. What do you guys think?
yeah,
Sure.
I think
Why
we're
not?
ready.
Yeah.
Comedy today.
Yes.
And what goes too far? We were talking about the chat room the other day. It was Mel Brooks' 96th birthday, and we were just talking about how, some of the humor that came out in his movies you could never get away with nowadays.
Never.
What do you guys think? Do you think comedy is dead? And why did this happen?
I think people have gotten too sensitive, too touchy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm trying to organize my thoughts.
All right.
put it this way: if you were to try and do a modern day friendly version of Blazing Saddles, it would be about 7 minutes long. If you were to adapt it.
I just think
Actually, no, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, I just think it's less about people becoming more sensitive and more about the collective society realizing that some of the things that were said before and were done are kind of wrong. Like, it would hurt this specific person who's already been marginalized for many different reasons. And if we were to continue making these jokes, that's just encouraging the behavior to continue. And we don't really want to hurt people. So,
I was thinking about that in that, in some cases there are some movies even movies that I absolutely love, classics 16 Candles, right? I'm a huge John Hughes fan and of a lot of his movies, but there were scenes of, the chick getting knocked out and, the guy talking about how he would trade his girlfriend or whatever. Even in, Breakfast Club, there's a scene of John Bender going between Claire's legs in the library. And, those things, although, it didn't seem like that big of a deal in the 80s, nowadays we obviously know this is completely unacceptable behavior. But does that change the greatness of a movie?
And to answer David's comment about Blazing Saddles and how long it would be, I did this project when I was an undergrad, and because we made the same comment back when I was an undergrad, and we talked about how so I was like, oh, let's see what it is. So I guess we cut out all the racist jokes and all the potty humor and anything that we researched couldn't go into a modern film or would get like a higher rating, and it turned out to be 2 minutes and 45 seconds.
Yeah, see? Okay, so I was
Blazing
close. I
Saddles,
was only guessing.
Yeah. So, anyway, as for comedy, in fact, I was just talking about this with my mom today because my grandfather used to tell some really off-color jokes. And we were laughing about them and bouncing them back and forth. Like, it's really, he would really love his bourbon and get very colorful with his jokes. And we're like, you can't tell those jokes anymore, like outside of people who know you're just joking. So yeah, I think the world has gotten very, very PC to the point where you just can't do things anymore. At the same time, we know better. There are things that we can't say, we can't do anymore because we know that's not okay. Like, it's not okay to be racist. It is not okay to, to make some jokes, but I really, really love Mel Brooks. Mel Brooks is one of my favorite, going off of that movie. Mel Brooks is one of my favorites, and he's just not afraid to let go.
Right.
A lot of Mel Brooks movies would not be able to get through nowadays.
Totally. Yeah.
Oh, he'd be canceled in a hot second.
Yeah.
What about though? Like, okay, so God, and this was a commentary I heard from somebody else. I don't even remember who it was, so I apologize to the the original person if it seems like I'm plagiarizing or anything. But they were talking about oh, you know what it was? No, never mind. That's completely wrong. Okay, so the point of the matter is they were talking about Lizzo. Lizzo has a new song, Girls or something like that. And in the song, she got slammed because she used the word spaz, and somebody was saying how spaz is actually technically a medical term, and it has to do with people that have CP. God, what is it? CP. Cerebral palsy? No.
Yeah, cerebral palsy.
Right. Okay. I guess that was a medical term that was used for people like that. That had that condition back in the day. And then, but in the same exact song, Lizzo is talking about Lorena Bobbitt, who, if you know anything about the history of Lorena Bobbitt, is all about chopping guys' dicks off, right? So she didn't have to apologize for the part about chopping guys' dicks off, but she did have to apologize for using the word spaz, because in medical terminology it means spastic. Like I understand that even sometimes we go too far, but like it seems like we have places where it's okay to go too far, and it's not okay to go too far here. You know what I mean? How the fuck did WAP make it onto the radio?
Go ahead.
Miranda's done.
Yeah.
Anyone? Bueller?
Oh, I was gonna say, I think people really got on Lizzo for that specifically was because of her image and how she kind of always tries to stay PC to an extent, but also she does say and do some like pretty extreme things sometimes. So Lizzo is known for like body positivity, being very open about talking about like, sex and mental illness, and being very respectful towards stuff like that, and like physical illness. So when it comes to words like spaz, she would maybe get a little flamed. But if she were to talk about something extreme like a dude getting his dick chopped off, then I think that's kind of more on brand for her.
What did I walk back into? I'm sorry, y'all. I was on the phone.
We're talking about chopping.
Is getting chopped off.
Yeah, I came back.
Apparently that sort of
wow.
Well, apparently that sort of thing is is chic and art now. That's why, people like Cardi B are held up for talking about her wet ass pussy, right?
I know, right? Why is
WAP
it okay to
is
talk
funny,
about your WAP, but like, it's not a. I don't get it. Because even I was like, that is way too far talking about your WAP. Because I don't know if anyone knows.
Oh,
but
and she performed that at what was it, the Oscars a couple years ago?
I mean, it's so
That's
ridiculous.
iconic,
It's
though.
funny. It is. I mean,
Or
if
no,
you
it was the
actually,
MTV Music Awards shows.
if you
That's right.
actually listen to the lyrics of that song, it is so funny. It's so ridiculous that it's funny. Like I was like, oh my goodness, this is so off the way. Like, yeah, if you listen to it, you're like, these lyrics are ridiculous. This is just hilariously bad. Like, they're not even great lyrics. They're just terrible. But I don't mean it in like they're terribly funny, not like terrible isn't necessarily vulgar. It's like, yeah, I'm like a mop. What was it? It was like I'm a wet mop waiting to be mopped over the floor. It's hilarious. Like, yeah, exactly. It's like that's how bad it is.
A bucket and a mop.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm a bucket and a
we
mop.
can look at it and say it's hilarious, but these people are being serious. That's where it's like,
Well, I mean,
oh my god.
even if
what
it
the
is
hell's wrong with these
serious,
people?
I mean,
like body
it's-
positivity,
Yeah.
and normalizing sex.
I mean,
Because guys all the time can sing and rap about like
Yeah,
having
the bitches
sex,
and the
getting
hoes,
And I
bitches,
think,
but like,
and I think that's garbage too.
all right,
Quite frankly.
I do too. But
I agree.
I mean,
I
but
agree.
if they can do it, they could do. I mean, again, like I don't see anything wrong necessarily with the song. If you listen to it, it's so bad, it's good, and it's harmless. It's actually just harmless.
It's vulgar.
It's really harmless. It's harmless vulgarity. So I don't know, but talking about dicks being chopped off or body parts being chopped off, that might be for pleasure. That's a little bit extreme for me.
I think they're all extreme. Like,
But it is socially acceptable, though, which is kind of my bigger part. Dicks getting chopped off, that's cool. Like, we'll throw that on the radio. I'm fine with that. But you can't call someone a spaz, damn it.
I mean,
Versus, everyone being making fun of Lorena Bobbitt when, she was a victim of actual abuse. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know the context of the word spaz, so I don't.
I don't know.
Saying that was a term used for people with cerebral palsy. Spastic. It's a medical term.
Really? I've never heard that ever.
It is a medical term.
But it was heavily used in the 80s. My parents used to talk about how, it was used a lot. And like,
no, I mean, I was called a
slang
spaz
word.
a lot as a kid. I was called a spaz all the time. So
Well,
I call my
it's the
spaz. I call my son a spaz now.
right.
It's the same as some people like using the
But in a loving way.
artard, term, but they don't necessarily mean, what the medical term would mean. That's just a word that they use.
Funny
So they-
enough, the R. I can't believe we were saying R word. Funny enough, that actually is a musical term as well.
retardando, yeah.
Yeah, retardando. Or retard. There's the retard as well, but yeah. Retardando is a musical term for slowing down.
Mhm.
I'm looking up the lyrics because I don't listen to Lizzo. It is not my cup of tea.
Which one, for the dick chopping off or
Yeah.
or WAB? Because that's
the
Cardi B.
spaz.
All the above.
Is it Lizzo or like I don't listen to any of them. I don't like any of them.
It's
Yeah,
Lizzo.
it's Lizzo for
Okay.
the penile line.
Okay.
Penile
I think this is
line.
what's caught her attention.
A
But wait,
penile
penis is
line.
getting chopped off. I got to know more about this.
Heck yeah. Heck
Phallic
yeah.
And
appendages.
back in
being
the day,
severed.
You
back
know
in the
what comedy?
day, my WAP was warm apple pie.
Oh, wow.
There was this one time in band camp.
Yeah, I know
stuck
what
a
you're talking
two-butt now.
about. But apparently that was fine. I know what you're talking about, Mr. American Pie over there, David. I know.
I can't remember what her name is, but she talks about how like that role has kind of ruined her life. Because,
Allison. It's Allison. I know exactly what you're talking about because she was in Buffy and she's been in a whole bunch of other things too.
Alison Harrington, right?
Right, I think so.
But she
So-
would be out with like her kids and stuff like that, and people would come up to her and talking about putting their flute up their pussy.
So apparently, spaz is now considered, because there is actually a group of people that determine these things. Spaz is actually considered an ableist slur. As of like, I think they determined that in 2012. Because
Really?
yeah, it is an ableist slur against people with
Wow.
disabilities.
I didn't know. Well, I mean, I did have disabilities as a kid, so maybe that's
So
why.
apparently Lizzo is now going to change the lyrics of her song.
Right.
She did change the lyric.
Yeah, she did change the lyrics, apparently.
What did she change it from? I can't even find the lyrics.
I don't
listen to
know.
these songs.
I think the name of the song is called like "Girls" or I remember "Girls" was spelled all like "grr," you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it's GRRRRLS or something like that. Girls.
Which
but I don't know what the full name of the song. She didn't apologize.
Yeah, I didn't know that's what the slur was. I thought it was something else. I didn't know. Well, I mean, color me completely. color me ignorant or something. I had no idea. I don't even know.
I heard she changed it right away because
so
the controversy blew up. Go ahead.
Apparently the verse is, "Let me take those earrings off and hit the boozy ratchet with my friends. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoop that H word. I'm gonna go Lorena Bobbitt on him so he never F word again. Now you can't F word again, bro."
We're on Kyber Cave After Dark, V.
Okay.
Go ahead and say.
I'm gonna go Lorena Bobbitt on him so he can never fuck again. Now you can't fuck again, bro. Yeah, that's deep. That is so deep.
Like, man, that's poetic. That's like Tupac right there.
I love lyrics like that. I gotta say, I'm such a fan.
See, I was just talking about Lorena Bobbitt, but what were you talking? What was the H word? I don't know what the H word was. Ho.
Okay. You're gonna censor ho? Really?
Woo. Oh my goodness! Seriously? Wow, Lenny Bruce is just rolling in his grave right now. Ah.
There's some hoes in this house.
No, we need George Carlin to come back to life.
We need Lenny Bruce to come back to life because Lenny Bruce needs to go and bitch slap all you asses. All these asses. I don't know. I think there are some that do go so far. You want to know what actually for me is really bad humor? Stupid humor. I hate stupid humor. I can't take it. Dumb and Dumber. I hate it. Hate Dumb and Dumber. I cannot watch it to save my life. I hate it.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna keep anyone else from watching it. That's the only thing. Is I'm not gonna down anyone who loves it. My dad, it's one of his favorite movies. I can't stand it.
What about people that do like, what do they call it? Like the facial not facial jokes, but facial comedy is what they call it. Where they
like
just
physical
make
comedy?
weird faces. Like on TikTok, it's so like a TikTok thing, but they'll record tracks and then just do like crazy faces and
That's
just
fine.
basically.
That's silly. That's
oh my
not.
god, this shit is so annoying.
Oh, the knocked up, yeah.
Fucking face, bro.
Okay,
Yeah.
Grandpa.
I
mean,
oh my god.
facial hilarity is funny. I mean, that's harmless. I don't think that's anything wrong with that.
What he's talking about is he doesn't like the people that like pretend like they've got like problems with their faces and stuff. Is that what you're complaining about?
Are you talking about like people who pretend they have like Tourette's or something?
That's a whole nother segment of people that like drive me friggin' crazy.
I mean, that's a little different, but
yeah, no, I'm talking about the people that do like they'll be like a recorded track, like, and they'll always have the same thing that somebody else has recorded a million times, and they'll just make crazy faces while lip syncing to somebody else's shit.
Yeah, one that comes to mind is the that Betty Boop song or something like that.
Boop 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 boop.
No, not that.
I still got it, Betty.
Nice.
I can't remember how it goes. Otherwise I'd sing it for you.
since cartoon went to color.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Love Roger Rabbit.
I love Roger Rabbit. Eddie Valiant. I just love it. I love Betty Boop. She's great.
And Tara Strong is coming out to SAC Anime. She does Toots. I don't know if you remember the Drawn Together cartoon that was out.
Oh, Drawn Together. Oh god.
That was a crazy. Anyways, yeah, Tara Strong did Toots.
Drawn Together. Oh god, I can't. I mean, that's just not my cup of tea. I'm not going to stop anyone else from watching it, but boop, 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 boop.
Was I old enough to watch that? Let me see.
There you go, just for you, Mezzo, just for you.
Not if you had responsible parents.
No, I was not old enough to watch that. That's why I don't
facial
remember
animation, Dr. B.
Oh man, I guess you're kind of right. I guess
this one's for Mezzo. You said she made a comment about liking animated faces. Look up on TikTok. I think it's TikTok. A bendy face girl.
Bendy face.
Yeah, and I know there's this other girl that drives me insane. She just makes these weird noises and goes. And she makes like pterodactyl noises and then just makes a crazy face.
There's this one that does makeup tutorials and she's like, you gotta have with the duck. Yeah, it's like you have to make sure the men don't understand. So they know that you're not really a pterodactyl. Or like, yeah! She's really, that one's funny. See, that's actually funny.
Is that the one where she's got the
if you're going to contour your face, because men are stupid.
Well, I mean that's different. That sounds like that's comedy, but like
it is comedy. She's actually really funny. She's just
if the men find out that we can
we can shape change our faces, the world would go.
They're going to tell the church.
That's what it is. They're going to tell the church. Yeah. So funny. Wow. That one's funny. I think that's like humor that women find more funny.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, maybe that's what it is. Maybe men don't get it. I don't know. I just think it's really funny. That one's hilarious. She's funny. She goes, I know a bit called Snaggletooth, but whatever. If I change my face, it doesn't matter. She's so funny. But yeah, her burns are like super quick.
Mm-hmm.
I like witty people. I don't care like necessarily what you say as long as you're witty at it. I don't like boring insults. Just don't give me boring shit.
I don't like the shock factor crap.
I don't like shock. Well, to me that's boring. Like I do not like. I'm not into like Jackass or anything like that because it's dumb.
Yeah.
At least with like what is that called? The improv. Which one is that called? With the four guys that are like have all the Impractical Jokers. That's at least funny because they at least have to like think on their feet and be really quick.
Yeah.
So there is a part of like cleverness about it.
Mm-hmm.
I love dad jokes. Dad jokes are the best for me. I think they're hilarious, but then again, I'm like partial because my dad makes all the dad jokes. Mm-hmm. So it's like a special bonding moment with me and my dad. So that's probably why. Yes, I love Whose Line Is It Anyway? I think Whose Line is fantastic as well. So you're speaking my language.
Dude, that's the one I was telling you. They're coming to Vacaville, and I want to get like a bunch of us to like mob out there in Star Wars cosplay, and because like two of them were in the Star Wars franchise, mob out there in Star Wars cosplay and get them on the damn show.
Gloria, yes, Monty Python was because it was witty. I mean, it was like I don't know. That's where I started my French accent. Actually, was from doing the Monty Python. Your mother was a hamster and your father smelled like elderberries.
Yeah.
So go away before I insult you a second time. And then it just went from there. I think it's great. I love Monty Python.
I felt in your general direction, you silly English kniggets.
You kniggets. I felt in your general direction.
Those are classics.
The coconuts kill me.
Oh, the ending kills me. Also the Vorpal buddy.
Yeah.
It's perfect. It's amazing.
I think the best scene in that whole movie is the Bring Out Your Dead.
Bring out your dead. I don't know. I love Brave Sir Robin.
But I'm not dead yet.
I'm mostly dead.
You will be in a moment.
Yeah, it's really I love the Burn the Witch. I know there's so many really fantastic.
Netso says my husband has a coconut shirt.
That's funny.
Oh,
the hooves.
Mezzo gets to see them when?
In apparently in
apparently when they're coming to Vacaville.
September.
Okay.
I like the Burn the Witch, because it's so true. Because it's like, the whole ideas of like, oh well, if she's a witch, she'll drown, or if she floats, she's a witch. If she drowns, she's innocent.
Right.
She turned me into a newt.
She turned me into a newt. You're a human. You're a human right now. Dude.
Don't spoil anything. I get to see them on September 24th, so don't spoil anything.
Oh my gosh, you guys are so lucky.
I know,
don't spoil anything. Have you not seen the Holy Grail?
No. Mezzo gets to
she's
see
about
them
the
on
live
September
show.
9th.
Whose line is it anyway?
Mezzo.
I'm feeling jelly. I'm feeling super jelly here. I would love to see Wayne Brady and the crew.
I think it's just Ryan Stiles, Drew
I love
Carey,
Ryan.
And Greg Proops.
And Greg Proops, yeah.
No Wayne Brady? Sad face. Sad face.
Is Drew Carey actually coming out? Is that what you said?
Yeah, because they're...
Drew Carey? Really? Awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that, I love improv. I love doing improv. So anyways, so it's a lot of fun. So I'm
wondering, I'm wondering in this day and age, how comedy on stages has changed as well. With people being, I guess, more sensitive to other people's opinions and views.
I wonder if it's partially because we've got the internet age, but also I think it's like, well, everything is so amped up right now. Like the state of affairs, they've noticed. So, this is a little unrelated, but I'm going to say this. When in Rome, they had something called the vestigial virgins, right? Under Diana, which is Artemis, which is the virgin goddess for Greek. Though it's completely different. They're actually completely different. But they would have, and so when things would get rough in society, the vestigial virgins, they would often get reported as being unvirginly, and actually be they would be killed. They would be my brain, basically killed. They'd be exterminated. You know what I'm trying to say, right, guys?
No,
executed. They would be executed. For whether or not it's true. And what that would do is that was because when everything is heightened, people get really ramped up. It's the same with the witch trials. When you have a lot of things, when things are really uncertain, what happens is that people become a lot more sensitive to a lot more things. And so I think that why that is because there's a general unsettling right now going on, a lot of societal tension, and a lot of societal things are being overthrown, new ideas are changing, and so everyone's kind of already on edge. And so I think that has to do with how it is with comedy. When things are more settled, it's a little easier to handle things rather than, oh, I'm really afraid that my whole life's going to change. It's why some things aren't funny anymore when they used to be funny. So I think that's partially why I think why some comedy that was okay 20 years ago isn't okay today, for instance, is because we're in a lot more unsettled state of affairs.
I don't know.
Just my take.
I kind of feel like people have interpersonalized too many things. Maybe it's coming out of Trump era politics, and not to get too much into politics on the show, but people have gotten so conservative that they the door swung completely in the opposite direction, where people were getting way too sensitive about shit.
There, David.
There. Don't make fun of our resident conservative. Hey.
He's my pet Republican. Be nice to him.
Yeah, exactly. Same here. He's my pet Republican. Be nice.
Pet Republican.
Only I get to make fun of him, damn it.
Well,
our little, the little brother.
I think a lot of this is almost generational too. I think it's kind of the TikTok generation and people that grew up with different social values. What do you think?
Sorry, guys. Not over this. Sorry.
Chio.
Chio?
Hello.
I don't think she can hear us.
Chio.
Sorry. My my internet is like really, it's whack right now. But I hear a lot about the TikTok generation, and I guess I can kind of see it, but at the same time, well, I'm not really on that side of TikTok. I hear people complaining about it a lot, though.
We don't want the
Zenzen
Chinese
Wakari
spying
Masan?
on
I
us.
think we've
Wakunayo.
We don't want the Chinese spying on us, so you know.
Wakinayo.
I don't. I mean, I hear a lot that we're like sensitive,
Right.
and we're quick to like cancel stuff, and I do think that that's true. But I
Oh
think
my
sometimes it's warranted, sometimes it's not, and when it's not, that's the issue.
Yeah.
Right.
I feel like
Let
I'm
me ask you
sandwiched
this:
on two
when is
different
it ever
generations.
actually warranted?
I'm with you, V.
But you know what? Here's the thing, though, is like I can't say that this is just like that's just a left thing or a right thing. The right cancels shit all the time.
No,
It's just
it's a generational thing. It is a
It could
generational
be.
thing, period. I feel like I'm sandwiched on two very sensitive generations that like yeah, Aubrey knows what I'm talking about. And
I
love how the two bristled right here. It like the generation above me and the generation below me are like super sensitive and they're like and then they get all like and unfortunately we taught the generation above me how to text and get on the internet. And now it's like now they're egging on the generation below me and they're like and they're feeding off each other.
Right.
And they're fighting with each other, and at the same time, they're
so
attacking
funny.
our generation. And it's,
Yeah, millennials.
Yeah,
Millennials
yeah.
never could do anything right. Millennials are killing killing businesses.
Yeah, no.
Okay, boomer. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, boomer. And then the iPod generation isn't like us either. The generation after us was like us either. It's like, why is everyone hating on millennials, man?
Yeah,
I
right.
always feel like anytime people are like bagging on millennials, it's their way of saying I was a shitty parent.
Yeah.
Fair.
And yeah,
I mean, even the Gen X don't like us. I've had Gen X friends, and even they don't like us. And it's like, dude, you're only 10 years older than I am. What is your like? Even my boyfriend calls me
a lot can happen in 10 years.
and then they separate the stupid millennials, and I'm like, you guys are jerks. They
yeah,
separate,
right.
Yeah,
The Zennials. Like,
yeah.
Oh yes.
I mean, I'm
Zennials.
technically a Zennial, but
I've had so many millennials that are like only 4 or 5 years older than me go, "You're so little, you're so young because you were born in '91," and you're like, "Shut up, dude!"
that is,
like,
dude. I'm. You're only like
You were
6 years
born
younger
in a
than
whole
me.
different century.
You're not.
Yeah.
You're not.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry, you're not.
Yeah, I'll get you a walker now,
You're
Grandpa.
in my
Yeah.
you're in my generation. You're like strictly right in my you and I are not that much
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
85 to 91 is not that different. Sorry,
Yeah.
I just gave away my
So
clue,
you're
whatever.
like at the beginning of that millennial, and then
I
I'm
am.
like, yeah.
But I mean, it's really different from 95, from 85 to 95. I would say there's quite a bit of difference there. But 91, 85, 91, that's not. It's really not. I mean, I'm actually in the middle of millennial, what they consider to be millennial too, actually, because that's technically it's 81 or it's 82.
Okay.
Technically, is when they start. They changed it up a little bit, but that's what I've heard. It's like 81 or 82 is when it's really started for the millennials.
Yeah.
Middle child syndrome in real time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got the middle child
that makes
syndrome.
my parents millennials.
Really?
When were your parents born?
It's entirely possible for a millennial to have.
My mom and my dad would be millennials.
Well, when were they born?
Oh.
Obviously, after
my mom
81.
was born in 82 and my dad 83.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. So they're wow.
I got upset realizing the other day that I'm old enough to have a teenager if I really wanted. If I had wanted.
My oldest niece is almost 18.
Yeah.
My oldest nephew's in his 20s and married.
Well,
But to be fair,
I-
my brother who had him, they're Gen Xers, so they're actually
Okay.
older than me. Like he's 9 years older than I am. To be fair, but
No,
still.
I have classmates because we're doing our reunion because COVID messed with our 5 year. And I'm realizing like I'm seeing some of my old high school friends and they're like, yeah, like I've got a teenager and they're in high school now, and I'm like, shut up.
What happened? Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel that way too. Like I'm like one of the few people that don't have any kids. I know. Like, what
Yeah.
Talk about feeling old. I got friends my age who are grandparents. So
That's crazy. But it's interesting because I don't feel old at all. But I see people my age and they look old. It's very weird. Like I don't feel like I look old, but I'll see other millennials my age and I'm like, what happened? You look like you're 50.
Time has not been well to you.
Time is
hate
not.
when-
And then they're like, you're just an elf. Shut up. And I'm like, shush. We do not
I
speak that
hate when
here.
I see an old person and realize we went to high school together.
I feel the same way.
You aren't there yet, Chio, but someday you will be.
Mhm.
You will be. You will know the pain.
Mhm.
Yeah, and this is actually my high school buddy online right there, Gloria.
Gloria.
So you want to know how bad it is.
But yeah, I mean, I'm going to my 20-year reunion to my high school. It's not really they're lumping them all together. The year 2000, 2004, they're lumping them all together. So I'm actually, which is kind of fun because I get to go back to the reunion with my older sister who I went to school with too. But it's like, how did this happen? I'm gonna see all these people I haven't seen in almost 20 years.
Right. You're like,
And
hey,
they're like,
I
hey, and
didn't
they're
talk
like,
to you in high school, and I'm not going to talk to you 20 years later either.
right.
Go over there and
But
eat
like,
your cake.
I know,
yeah,
right?
but I know some of them I'm like are gonna be like, you have not changed since high school. I'm like, yeah, I have a lot. It's like you don't look any older. I know this is gonna happen. They're like, what happened? I know this is gonna happen because I actually look better now than I did in high school, in my opinion.
Oh my gosh, it's
So
been
yeah,
13 years since I graduated high school.
I didn't even want to talk about it.
yeah, no kidding.
oh my gosh,
30
I'm sorry,
years.
guys. I'm sorry,
30
guys.
years I've been out of high school. You
I
know you're old when you start sharing stories with your friends about what your current ailments are.
And Chio said 2 years. She-
Oh,
Yeah,
She's-
two,
it's been 2 years.
two.
I don't ever
Oh,
want to
years.
go back.
Yeah, I feel
I
I
would
feel
lo-
you.
I would love to
feel
go
you.
back to
2
high school
years.
I don't
if I
wanna go
could
back
do
to
it
high
with what
school.
I know now.
Please. Actually, I hear a lot of my students complaining about stuff, and you're sort of like, I would not pay to go back and deal with it. I went to high school at the very beginning of the social
I thi-
media age.
Oh, I bet, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I went to school when AOL was getting really big and cyberbullying was getting really big.
Yeah.
So
You know what? I can thankfully say that I did my stupid shit before the internet.
I remember. Ooh,
Ow.
ow.
Documentation.
What he said.
Ark,
I
I love
deleted
that
my
your
MySpace.
friend was like, "Don't say anything."
There's no
Don't say
digital
anything,
record
man.
of the crazy shit I did. I love it.
Luckily MySpace.
Thank
There's
God.
no my MySpace doesn't really exist anymore. Thank God.
I miss my MySpace actually. I loved how
Dude,
much you
MySpace
could
was superior.
do. It was totally superior. I loved how much you could do things. Like I would like do themes on mine. Like I would have book themes on mine. Like I would one day I would do like, well, not exactly always book themes, but like one day I did like a Star Wars theme. One day I did like a Beowulf theme. I did a Legend of Zelda theme. I did all these different
What's up,
themes,
Steve?
which are awesome. Hey Steve.
We miss you, man. I haven't seen you around here in a while. And we are doing the
1988.
Saber giveaway tonight as well.
Steve, you graduated the year after my parents.
Who did?
1988. My parents graduated in 1987.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, my mom graduated in 1980. Yeah, it was 80 or 82. I have to remember.
Okay.
Because she was like super young when she like had my sister and myself. She was like,
John,
She wasn't
if
even
you're
21.
watching, can you jump in on this?
She had 3 kids by the age 25, so
But
crazy.
back to what we were actually talking about. I mean, Aubrey, you can back me up on this. Like, I feel like whenever I'm watching the internet, that someone who's either bullying me or bullying someone else is either an Xer or what's the generation below us? I can never remember what they're called.
It's the iPad generation or Z
iPad,
generation. The Z.
Yeah,
Don't
called
tell
Z
them iPad
generation.
generation. You're making
Yeah.
shit up now.
No, this is literally what they called them. They call them the iPod generation.
I've never heard that term in my life.
iPod. Was iPods even around? Like, they were before they were born. Like, I owned an iPod
Like
before.
well, there's Gen Z and then there's the iPod. So I think they've now gone to the iPod. I don't know. That's what they're calling them. I don't know. I mean, we were called millennials for
Who are these they?
on like articles and the people who do this generational shit.
Generation after millennial. Gen Z. Gen Z is after
Z.
the yeah.
Gen Z.
Gen Z.
Yeah. No, I feel like
As I said, I've heard as like we're Gen Y,
Mhm.
and then I've also heard millennials, and then so Gen Z is also. They were coming up in the age of iPods. That's why.
I feel like I had an iPod before they even were born.
I had my first iPod in the 2000s in like 2005 and 20 or
So
25. 2005 I had mine. I think I got mine 2005 or 2006. It was when I got my first one.
My first one was 2001, apparently.
You got it before me, so hey.
I remember because I got it like right after 9/11.
Hey, I got my first cell phone really late though too. So even for a millennial, like I got mine pretty late. It's like 2004, 2005. I also got my first cell phone. So
I got my first cell phone.
And I thought I was.
Okay.
And I thought I was cool when I had my cassette tape Walkman.
I had a Walkman.
I mean, Walkman. I had a Walkman.
Yeah.
I had tapes. I had mixtapes. I also had CDs. Also the CD Discman. We called mine the POS because it also was possessed. I had a possessed Discman.
I had a cell phone in like 1998, back when they were like these little weird little bricky things.
I still have, yeah.
Yeah, the Nokia.
Mm-hmm.
And
I had mine forever. Mm-hmm.
My mom was terrified I was
Still
going to be in a
works.
school shooting, so she gave me a cell phone.
98?
Yeah, because it was right around
Columbine was 2003.
Let me see.
I thought Columbine was 1996 or 98.
No, it was like 2002, 2003.
Columbine was 99.
Because I remember when it
wasn't
happened.
99.
Was it 99?
Oh, yeah,
Maybe it was 99. Okay, it was right when I was entering high school.
It must have been 2000 because I remember it was like right after Columbine, and my mom.
You're
was
right,
like,
99. Because the reason why I got it mixed up is because the school shootings were happening, and I did my senior thesis in high school on school shootings, which I referenced to Columbine and a few others a lot actually. So yeah, thank you guys. I stand corrected. I stand corrected. I apologize.
So yeah, my first one was like 2000, and it was this little bricky thing, and I remember it had a fish on the faceplate, and I put a little puppy on the little face, and all you could play on was Snake.
And I remember Snake.
Yeah, and I had the directions to, if there was a school shooting, I was to call my mother first and then call 911.
Mine was another brick. It was actually when it was in color. I got the Nokia color. That was a big deal back then. It was huge. I could watch Snake in color.
Are we talking about old school phones?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. I had a sidekick.
I actually wanted to comment on something Veronica said.
Yes. Please, Chio.
Sorry.
Please.
Oh, I was going to say, you had your directions for school shootings. Mine was, if like the second you get the lockdown announcement, you run out the back door, and once you're off campus, then that's when I call my mom. I had way too many school shooting threats.
Wow. We had bomb threats. we actually got bomb threats a lot more than school shootings when I was going to school. I was in a ghetto place though. We had like bomb threats maybe, oh gosh, sometimes once a month. Pretty bad.
We actually had bullets that would riddle right through the school.
Mm.
But yeah.
Yeah, see, I
grew
was
up in
lucky that didn't
neighborhood.
happen.
Yeah.
Which neighborhood did you grow up in?
West Sacramento.
Okay, yeah, yours is probably worse. I was in Bay Point, and then
Yeah.
and when I went to school, Mount was actually pretty fairly good. We just mostly had like school fights, and we had like bomb threats. In my middle school, we had more bomb threats than we had in my high school. But we had a few. But yeah, at that point, Mount was considered to be a good school still, or at least it was getting back to the reputation of being a good school. So.
No, I tell people that I grew up on the wrong side of the river.
I mean, where I used to live, Bay Point was so bad. It used to be so bad reputationally. It used to be called Gunpoint. Yeah.
Oh no. Hope everyone's
Yeah, it was the
safe,
ghetto.
Steve.
It was the ghetto part.
So-
Oh no!
Mm.
Another fire call. Sorry, Steve. Good luck. Be safe. I don't
So
remember
do you
really bad,
guys
actually,
think?
locked in
Do
the
you
room, but
think
I didn't have
with the
any of that.
way comedy is now, do you think it'll ever swing back? Or like I said, I almost feel like it's kind of like a door that shifts back and forth. We get too
Pendulum.
conservative. We get too like loose. We get too. What are you guys' thoughts?
Actually, Trevor Noah said something really interesting the other night. Because I don't know if you guys saw the interview he did.
No, I
where
didn't.
He talked about how because they're asking if his friend, what's his name? He's an old comic. He's African American. I can't remember what his name is. Nice shirt, by the way. Saber Paul says, Van.
Hey!
Chappelle.
Oh, Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Trevor Noah was asked if Dave Chappelle crossed the line, and he said that it's interesting. He said because there is now two groups that say where the line is, and he said you can't cross it if like 50% are saying the line's over here and 50% are saying the line's over here. And I think that's what we're really, really seeing is like there's like it depends on who's yelling louder in your stratosphere. Basically.
Right. I mean, I'm gonna stick to like I think if our economic as society like it gets better and like things intentions calm down, I think that our comedy will also reflect that. People will be a lot more lax and will be able, shock will be able to be more present. But I think Trevor Noah has a good point when it comes to Dave Chappelle and to other comics. I mean, like the whole thing about like even with Will Smith and the slap around the world. It's interesting because it's like I think it just has to be with context because like Chris Rock was saying something and it was hurtful and it was mean. I think it was a heavily disguised dig because there is history between him and Jada Pinkett Smith that no one's really talking about.
Yeah.
So I think it has to do with context and like what is really funny. Do your jokes hurt other people? I think that's the biggest thing right now and people are like, well, you should be able to learn to take a joke. And it's like, well, no. When you go out to hurt other people, especially other groups of people, that is you're still making jokes at other people's expenses. But other than that, I don't think anything should be taken off balance or taken. I don't think anything other than that is too far, if that makes sense, as long as you're not hurting others. But I do think it has to do with right. I agree, Saber Paul. I think it has to do with the way that the tensions are right now. I think if they settle, everything else will settle. That's my big takeaway on that.
Well, if you think about it, comedy has always been a joke in one way or another aimed at somebody or at a certain group, and that's usually what makes it funny.
I think
it's
sometimes
a joke at somebody else's expense, and that's part of the comedy of that kind of irreverence.
But there's
Unless
a
the joke's
difference.
funny.
When we were
There's a
talking about
difference.
milk. Well, it depends on who. It depends on who's creating the lines, and then who's moving those lines.
Not. I think
Because
I disagree. I disagree, David. I disagree. I think there's a clear indication.
growing up in an Irish family, you learn to get roasted and roast a lot.
Me, oh my God. You know. You know.
Yeah.
So, oh my God, I got a story about this, but yes.
But you learn to get roasted
I
and
agree.
roast and like to be tasteful about it. And I feel like a lot of people are losing being tasteful about anything nowadays.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. Like, but there's a difference. Like, someone put in the chat, Saber Paul, John Candy, and Chris Farley, they were able to do fantastic comedy, make commentary without it being hurtful. I went back to Bruce Lenny. Bruce Lenny didn't make fun of people; he made fun of situations. He was doing social commentary on way people censor other people and censor words. Same with Carlin. Carlin did the same thing. He wasn't making fun of people he was making fun of a general consensus or generalizations of what people find shocking. It was a challenge for that. That's a difference between people making fun of someone's like, oh, your hair's all nappy, and then other people laugh. That isn't funny. That's just mean.
Yeah.
And that's the difference. Or, oh, you should be in G.I. Jane too. That isn't funny. That's just mean.
But that's Chris Rock. He's always like I've never found
Exactly.
Chris Rock funny.
It's a bit of that whole thing, and it's just, I mean, if it's social commentary, that's what's great. Yeah, exactly. He knocks society all the time, but he didn't make fun of individual people. There are ways to do that, and you could do it tastefully. There was a George Carlin, one of his bits that I think is hilarious. He's like, so I'm going to talk about, I'm going to talk about Rodney Dangerfield for a minute. And he's like, hey, Rodney, do you mind if I talk about you? Oh, wait, I'm not going to the wrong place. Hold on. Hey, Rodney, do you mind if I talk about you for a minute? That is so funny. And partially the reason why it's funny is that he's not doing it meanly. You know that the intention is not mean. You know that he obviously loves like Rodney Dangerfield. You could tell that they were friends. And like, there's a difference. I guess it's a tonal difference. And like, and that's what I mean by when is it too far? It's when you are obviously making fun of even a group of people or anything else. Generalizations really help. But if you are going to make fun of somebody, do it tastefully. Like, the Irish goodbye, which is hilarious. And so here's my story. So I'm at this. Sorry, Van. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, is it okay if like a comedian makes fun of his own race or her own race?
Absolutely.
Is that
because that's hilarious. Making fun of yourself is hilarious. Yeah. Like I was gonna say with the Irish goodbye. So, and V knows what I'm talking about. So V, you're gonna laugh at this. So, someone was saying, oh, you're gonna do because I was like, hey, I have to go. I was at this birthday party.
You should be Saber Paul.
You should be Saber Paul.
Yes, I agree. We can get you on anytime you're ready.
Right, exactly. Gloria. But anyway, so I was saying is I was like, oh, I need to get going. They're like, what, are you going to do the Irish goodbye? And I was like, what, say goodbye 30 times and still never leave? And they're like, no, just slip out without anyone saying anything. Because that's how you used to do the Irish goodbye. I was like, I've never heard of this. What are you talking about? This is a dishonor. This is awful, right? I'm going on. And then I start thinking about it and be like, actually, my dad does this.
Yeah.
Actually, my family does this. Oh my gosh, this actually is a thing, isn't it? I take back everything I said about this.
Yeah. No. Well,
but I'm laughing because it's actually true. Because that actually is something that the Irish will do. They will take off without saying goodbye. Because I've done it without even thinking about it.
Because we never shut up.
That's true. This is fair.
Yeah.
It's either one or the other. Either you say 30 goodbyes, or you don't say goodbye at all and you leave.
Mm-hmm. Because you know darn well that if you say goodbye, your cousins are not going to shut up. They're going to be like, "Hey, Larry, how are the kids?" Like they're going to start over the conversation. You're like, "Stop."
That is true. That's what I meant by like what say. But and then I was thinking about like you don't want to say goodbye because one, Irish people hate goodbyes,
Mm-hmm.
and two, like, yeah,
They're
it'll
gonna
never
start
stop.
drunkenly singing. Oh my, no.
Sorry, Irish stories.
yeah,
Okay,
no.
guys.
You get it. You get it.
Anyways,
We're
going
gonna,
back to the topic. We need to go back to the topic. Dave, we've been talking forever. Us Irish people can't shut up. So, David, what is your take on this?
I was just thinking about the saying goodbye and never leaving. I think that's the Italian goodbye.
Yeah. No, I mean, us Italians and Irish, we were right side by side in the ghettos. We were like sharing each other's food, and the Irish corned beef, which is really funny, not many people know, was actually inspired by Italian food because we didn't actually eat corned beef in Ireland. We ate lamb, and then when we met the Italians, we are like, "Hey, that guy's got better food than us." So we yeah. Oh yeah, Mezzo, you're Irish
Heck
too.
yeah,
I mean,
Irish party, man. Yeah,
my last name is
true.
O'Brien, so.
oh, I mean, it's an Irish party here. Woo!
Irish party. Woo!
Hey,
Soon we're gonna start singing
of
Flogging Molly.
Irish party, guys.
And
We are running near the end of the show, and Mezzo, I want to make sure Mezzo had the little calculator game thing on.
Yes,
I want to make
she
sure
does.
Saber Paul is on there. We are giving away a saber. This is a blue saber.
Ooh.
We can add everybody that's on the stream up here. I don't know if we can add people's name or if you guys can leave a comment. I don't know how that works.
I was gonna say, add me at Mezzo.
Add me
in, Mezzo.
Add me.
I've been passed over so many times. Add me in, please.
Please add our resident Republican.
And yeah, and then when
Our
we're
pet
done,
Republican.
you guys don't
Pet
know, but
Republican.
after we're done with this show, we're all gonna like start singing like Flogging Molly songs and
Oh,
And
don't
make
forget
sure
the parting
Say Wong
glass.
is
We
in
have to
there,
do the
too.
parting
parting
glass.
glass. The parting glass, yeah.
That has to happen.
Down the rocky road to Dublin, yeah.
Oh yeah, and a lot of Enya is not technically Irish. I mean, she is, but she's
Yeah.
not. Anyways,
This is a different show since this isn't Saber Rattle. If you've won in the last 3 months, you can still be added to this competition.
excuse me, Saber Paul. I don't. Nope, dishonor. Nope, he's not being. Now you are done. You are not.
Honor
being
on
added
you.
to our- Dishonor on you and your cow.
None of these people get paid to be on here, Saber Ball. Give them at least an opportunity.
So this show is
I'll
haunted.
tell you.
This show is haunted
Oh
now.
man, Say Wong is they're all ganging up
No,
on
I
you
can't
guys.
say it's haunted just because Forrest isn't here.
Right, I know Forrest is usually here. He balance it out.
Uh-oh.
How dare you, Paul? How dare you say that
So
kind
do
of
we
things?
have a little wheel?
I'm thinking. I don't know that you
Yeah.
should be in this.
Why is he?
podcast
Why
now.
is he not in here tonight? Why is he not in here?
I don't know.
Hi.
I put on a robe just for you.
Yay!
This is probably the first time on Saber Rattle there have been more women than men running the show.
Yeah. I'm proud of her.
So the way the StreamYard tool works, the giveaway tool, is it starts counting comments across all the platforms in the comment section. So if I'm in the chat by myself and not by myself, but if I comment on my YouTube and I comment on my Twitch, it'll count as 2 entries.
Right.
Oh.
So
Okay.
anyone who's commented, like Gloria is going to have an entry because she's commented from YouTube. Saber Paul will have an entry because he commented from Facebook. If they comment from one of the other platforms, it adds an entry. So currently we have 14 entries.
Oh, so
Wow.
we don't get counted in those entries.
Correct.
We
You
can't
have to
because
comment
we can't
in the
actually.
section, yeah.
Oh,
So
so
if you want
how
to
do
take
we-
a moment, you can pull up the stream and then just put a comment in real quick.
Yeah, go to your YouTube.
I'm gonna go to my YouTubies and do all that.
Chino, go to your YouTube page real quick. Make sure you leave a comment, and you will be entered.
If I come up incidentally, I'm just going to draw again because I'm already picking up a saber this week.
We had to talk to you about that. Steven had it wrong. Your saber's not in the store, but we're getting it ordered. So
That's fine. That's it's not like I can rush.
All right, David is in.
I got it in there.
Right.
I got it in there. Comment.
I'm
Yep.
trying to find
Lightsaber. It'll come
It
up
should
that
be
way
it.
if that one's
Nope,
chosen.
that's
So it'll
not
come up
it.
as
I'm trying to
Lightsaber,
find
add
this.
my
Where is
name,
it?
please.
Where is it?
Gloria's
You
got
too.
another entry in that. See, we went from 12 to 18 just in that span.
I'm trying to find this. I cannot seem to find it on here. Hold on.
Linker.
Goes in.
Yeah, one
Oh
sec.
my
Let me link it
goodness.
to
Oh,
you.
here we are. I think I found it. It says live. This is us.
You got it.
Yay! I see you in the jail. Yay!
Yeah, I need to send this to I need to send this to a lot of my friends anyways, so. Extended anniversary.
Whoops.
Veronica's in. Alright, so this saber
Alright.
we're
This is so
giving
funny.
away.
This is my
is-
negative test from a week and a half ago, and this is my positive one from 2 days ago.
This is a stunt saber. It has no sound. It is a blue light only, but this is more of a combat saber. You are responsible for the shipping. The shipping is cheaper on this because this one is not going to include a blade unless you buy a blade, and blades are like $30. But
So, is it the blue light special?
Blue light special.
boom, boom. Yeah, I guess technically it is a blue light special.
In case anyone's curious, a couple days ago, New Rockstars did it's a series they do called WikiLeaks. They talk about Obi-Wan and stuff like that. And
Yes.
last weekend, I went to Eric Voss's improv show, and Kyber Cave gifted him a combat saber, and he showed it on the show
He
a
did.
couple days ago. Yeah, I messaged that to you. I thought, but I can't remember. He pulled it up on the show and showed it off and lit it up and stuff. And I told him I'd send him a video on exactly how to use it because he was hitting a bunch of buttons and all the sounds were going off. He's like, "Oh no, what am I doing wrong?" And he's like on camera trying to.
Wow.
So a few people,
smokes.
I looked at all the comments and a few people asked about where it was from and stuff. And so I linked the website to all of them and stuff like that. So
Oh, that's awesome.
That
That's
was
awesome,
pretty
Metzo.
Ben, I'll forward you the video so you can see it, and I'll give you a time code.
And speaking of things we mailed out, just really quickly, because Saber Paul's on there. Look what we
Yeah.
got, Saber Paul. I'm deliberately doing fast so you can't see what it is, because this is for your new baby. But you have a gift coming for your new Jedi baby from Kyber
It
Cave.
was a holy
It
cover.
finally got here.
It's the color of Jedi's. It's the color of Jedi's, Paul.
I shall not tell you what it is.
We have a total of 23 entries.
23 entries. All right, are we ready to do this?
I'm ready.
All right.
That reminds me, Saber Paul, of a moment. One of the other teachers tells the students that they can ask any question they want at the end of their classes. And we have like smart ass comments like, "Where does babies come from?"
Ooh, should be, yeah, it should update anytime. It says 23 right now. Hopefully it'll change to 24.
Wow, 24.
There we
I'm
go.
not sure how long the delay is between a comment being counted and when it's actually read it there.
Maybe you need to
I'm
refresh
glad
the
that
thing or
I'm.
something.
glad
If
that
I
got
refresh,
into
it'll just start recounting all over
Excitement,
again.
suspense. Okay, really quickly while we're waiting for this, I want to invite you to go to kybercave.com. We just hit our 4th birthday. Actually, I totally forgot to mention that. June 27th was Kyber Cave's 4th birthday.
That
so
is
we have a
awesome.
promotion right now. Any Saber sale gets you a free Kyber Cave t-shirt and a keychain so you can get in trouble with your friends.
So
It's a
Kyber
really tiny
Cave-
keychain, though.
Kyber Cave goes to kindergarten next year.
Woohoo.
Yes.
So Van, sad story. I
Uh-oh.
actually was in Fairfield, and I went by the Kyber Cave where the Kyber Cave was, and it wasn't there, and it made me sad.
No, I know. That happens to me too. I drive by the old shop and
Yeah, it makes me sad.
reminisce of the good old days when we would just beat the crap out of each other.
Well, technically, I was only there while pandemic was happening, but still, it made me sad.
No, we can still go and beat the crap out of each other.
Thank
Well, happy
you, Saber
birthday,
Paul.
Kyber Cave.
Yes, and we have lots of socks. I've got new stuff. We've got chopsticks. We have ones that light up as well as character accurate ones that do not light up. We've got socks.
awesome.
I've got some LGBT pins that are going up
Woohoo.
and some bath mats.
Merch,
Like-
get the merch.
What
Got it all there.
What
And that
are you
is-
gonna have? Kyber Cave flamethrowers, Kyber Cave dolls, Kyber.
Chia, I
The
feel
toilet
so
paper.
bad. You just get talked over all of us.
Sorry.
Sumimasen, Chio-san.
Oh, Saber Paul has family in Vacaville.
It's
That's
Heck
awesome.
yeah.
Super.
We are in
That's obvious.
Vacaville, so we would love to see you when you are out here. All right, do we have
Penny?
the name thing,
Understand?
Mezzo? Mezzo?
It
I'm sorry.
is at 23 entries still.
Oh,
Not sure why it may have already taken that one in like the delay when someone comments and it comes in. It might have been like, maybe it already counted it before it got to actually post in the
Show
chat
it.
because there's always a delay. So, you guys ready?
Yes.
I
All right,
think
here we
we're ready.
go.
What do you guys think?
Where are we going?
I am so not seeing me on there. Oh, there it is. Gloria! No! Wait, who is this? Who is that?
That was so funny. She was in the shop just like 2 weeks ago.
That was a cheated move, is what that was.
cheated,
Yeah, it went really slow there for a second, and then it almost seemed like it stopped on her.
Oh,
Oh, that was mean.
wait a minute.
Who
Wait,
is
so who's
that?
the winner?
That's me.
Yeah,
That's Veronica.
she had a second account that she did that on. That's not fair.
Oh, that's so funny. So sorry, Gloria, I lied to you. I thought it stopped on your name.
I thought it stopped on your name too, Gloria. I'm so sorry. Damn, B, you lucky.
Veronica.
How many sabers have you won, Veronica?
One. I've won one.
Is
I
this
got
your
one.
second
I got one as a gift, and I got one, and I won one.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Okay.
now you have a proper fighting saber. This one has no sound or anything like that. But
You can always ask Force.
yeah,
Congratulations.
You definitely know people.
Congrats. No, it's fine. I'm waiting to get my Sailor Moon saber anyways, so I can
I
play with
created
that in November.
I've had that account for a really long time. I did that name because I didn't want my old classmates when my my reunion came up to search me anymore.
Oh, that's funny. Well,
Look
you're
at so
using
long,
runes, so that's pretty
what did I
awesome.
tell you?
Yeah.
That is so funny.
Yeah, it's my name in runes.
Anyway. Yeah.
All right, guys. We are over the 2-hour mark. I really want to thank everybody that is tuned in tonight. We actually had people jumping in a lot later and staying and keeping our broadcast going. Thank you for everybody who tuned in. Thank you, Chio, for being a new guest with us tonight. And Metso, we never get to see you on the show. It's so lovely to see your face on the show.
Popping in for a moment.
Yeah. The winners.
I'm in quarantine. What else am I gonna do?
Right. Well, we always appreciate you having here. Please check out KyraGame.com, and this Sunday night we have the White Knight Temple from San Jose. It is a sword fighting group. They use a lot of historical swords, and they do demonstrations all around the Bay Area. I met them when I was in Pleasanton, so I am very excited about this interview. We will be talking to Benjamin on Sunday night, and we are here every Friday night at 9 p.m. Before we go, I'm going to do our quick little go around. Aubrey, you're first.
What can I say? I'm an actress, a singer. I have an album on Spotify. You can go look it up. Aubrey McCoy, Unexpected Journey. That's sorry, you put me on the spot.
Yeah, I know. I went to you first.
Working on new stuff, So yeah, I have a karaoke show every Wednesday. If you guys want to come and see me sing and basically do requests or just sing yourselves, it's a lot of fun. I have so much fun. It's in Rio Vista, the Flamingo. Actually, I did 2 songs that I didn't know this last week at all, and I did them anyways. I did one was an R&B song called Bossy, and the other one was Darling Nikki, which I had never done before. I didn't even remember how it went. So yeah, so basically, it's a lot of fun. Like I basically say like either you can request me to do a song, or you can sing or you sing a song.
I love everybody. All right, David, we're going to you next.
Well, David here, the pet conservative, as Aubrey put it, the pet Republican, right?
It was technically V, but I took
called you that. I called you.
Oh, Veronica.
I said resident.
Veronica.
I said our
The
resident
one,
conservative.
Veronica did it. Yeah, the one who
V
ruined
did, I took it.
the giveaway.
Jealous.
Ruined. I am jealous. I am jealous. I've been trying to win one of those things since you guys started giving them out, but that's okay. Congratulations, Veronica. I'll just have to dismember the other hand the next time we fight.
I'm currently looking for a champion to fight him for me.
Metso, what do you got?
Take it easy.
Am I like sharing stuff?
Yeah, this is the end of the night, like, you know, like.
I'm Metso, videographer, photographer, sick with COVID lady that's on this show. That can't think because your brain's fried.
Oh, poor Metso. But I'm so nice to see you. Get all the rest.
I'm glad to be on. I wore a robe because I was like, I'm just in my nightgown. I guess I should throw something on. I look like I haven't slept. Oh my goodness.
This is Kyber Cave After Dark. Nobody, like, we've done a lot worse. Alright, Chio, what you got? If anything. Oh, you're all, other than being muted?
You're muted, Chio.
Chio,
no. I'm fine.
Okay, all right.
I had to mute for a minute.
Okay. Do you want to give any shout outs, or do you? I don't know if you want people. You may not want stalkers or followers.
Sorry.
Or if there's anything else you want to plug, this is your shot.
Right.
Oh.
I think the internet's dropping out.
Oh no, Chio-chan.
Not throwing away my shot.
Sorry. My internet is being really sussy.
Oh no.
Is it a red sus?
So we're doing like an outro?
Yeah.
Red is sus, yes. My name is Chio. I don't really have any social media. If I'm promoting anything, it's VTuber Ike Eveland. Go watch him. I love Ike.
All right, VTuber Ike who? Oh, dude, of course it drops out again. All right. Oh, I guess I'll just have to go ahead.
Uh-oh. That's a cute picture of her, though.
That's adorable. Ike what?
Oh, we keep getting
Ike
Eveland.
Ike Eveland.
Eveland.
Ike Eveland, VTuber. The numbers go up. You heard it through Kyber Cave and through Chio.
Did I get it?
My name is Ark with Kyber Cave. Please join us Sunday night at 7 and here Fridays at 9 p.m. Please tell all your friends to subscribe. We are looking, remember, every 50 subscribers, we give away a free combat saber. So, I don't know how many we're away now, but when we hit 650, that's our next saber that we give away. And please check out kybercave.com. We have sabers and all kinds of fun stuff there for you. So, until this Sunday, peace, y'all.
We're at 610. Ha, by the way.
Yes.
We're at 610?
Yeah, so 40 more. So we gotta get 40 more people.
Woo! Do we have an intro video? Oh, yeah, here we go. Here's our video.
I had it ready, yo.
I know you were so prepared. I am not. Here we go. Check this out. Check out all the great work Meso has done.
Did V do her outro?
I'm on a social media cleanse actually. I'm doing like a it's kind of embarrassing. I'm doing a social media cleanse right now, so like I've got nothing to do. I'm doing like cover projects that I can't talk about. So at this point I'm doing a social media cleanse and I'm like doing like a meditation thing, and you don't like reach out to the outside world while you're doing it. So that's what I'm about to do. I can still do stuff like this, but I'm not supposed to do social media.
Oh, interesting.
So,
Okay.
yeah. You start to do meditations, and you have like stuff that you focus on, and stuff that you want to manifest, and all that stuff, and then you don't reach out to the outside. Yeah.
Is there a
We need to-
particular
we need
type
to
of
talk
sage
about
you
that.
need for a complete social media cleanse, or
Like you can have an account, they just tell you don't interact with it.
She's just giving herself a social enema.
Yeah, pretty much. It's social class. Anyways, Say Wong, sorry, you left, man. That's why you don't get an outro. I
Say
mean,
Wong is at the
Say Wong.
Fanime, that's it. Fanime. Thank you so
Anime
much for
Expo.
reporting
the
in
Anime
with
Expo.
us. Fanime Expo, I know it.
Thank you
I
for
love
being
it.
here, Say Wong. Thank you.
All right, y'all. All right, here now with that outro. Here we go.
Yes.